Good morrow, Wolfpack.
And welcome back to another episode of Wolfpack Chat.
Hello there, Antonio.
Hello, George.
How are you?
I'm good. You?
I would like a bottle of water.
You would like what?
A water.
What?
Water.
Oh God, that's really bad.
Yeah.
That's really.
It's horrendous.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome back, everyone. It's 2016. Hey.
Finally, 2016.
We saw it. We finally seen it.
Finally. Oh God.
And today, we're here to talk about the 10 best movies of 2015. Now, I would like to mention that we already made another list called the 10 most disappointing movies of 2015. And that's already up on the channel, so there'll be a link in the description if you guys want to check that out, because you're going to want to see what was bad from this past year. But now it's time to be a bit positive, you know? Talk about the movies that we actually liked from this year.
Let's look on the bright side.
Yeah. We wanted to pick movies from this year from each like little genre and category. So you're not gonna see, because we could have easily went like, oh, Kingsman, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Jurassic World, Mad Max, you know, like a bunch of like action-heavy movie lists. But we wanted to get something from like everything, so that everything's represented.
So that's why the selections that you'll hear and see are because we wanted to be so inclusive of everything.
Yeah. All right.
So
start us off.
To start us off, coming in at number 10 is, drum rolls, Avengers 2, Age of Ultron.
Ooh.
So, the action was very nice.
Yes. A lot of slow-mo shots.
Oh gosh. The slow. Okay, so at first I was like, slow-mo, and then like 5 seconds later I was like, alright, okay.
True.
I've had 40 slow-mo shots in the last 20 minutes. And it's too much for anyone.
Yeah.
So the reason this movie got number 10 though is because the villain in the movie did not equal up to Loki.
Yeah.
He didn't. I'm sorry. I mean, I know you had to throw in another villain, but Loki was so good in the first one and so funny and like rich.
I mean, Ultron is one of the better Marvel villains.
Yeah.
Because I mean, just looking at all the Marvel villains we have in the movies, they're just like taking over the world,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Plus, the director also had to set up Phase 3 of Marvel
God
movies.
rest his soul.
Like, this has to be on the list solely because
God rest.
it's still a good movie, but he had like to do like Thor Ragnarok, Civil War.
He
It's
went
like,
through hell.
Yeah,
Oh my, he
absolutely.
experienced hell. I feel bad.
Number 9, we have It Follows, our horror movie for the list. For those who don't know, the synopsis of this movie is that the lead actress, Micah Monroe, her character, has a sex with her boyfriend for the first time, and it turns out that he's not so good, because he, after then, like, drugs her and knocks her out, and then like ties her up in a wheelchair and tells her that it was gonna follow her. What if AIDS was like a monster that like came to follow you and kill you?
No one would have sex.
Yeah, no one. No.
I wouldn't have sex.
It sounds atrocious.
Yeah, why would you have
What?
sex at that point?
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Risking that something's gonna come and kill you.
Seriously.
There could be like some movies that are like good, but like most of them are bad because a lot of them are just like jump scare happy. Like jump scare. Let's see how loud we can hit this piano key.
Yeah.
And like
It's like loud music, jump scare. Loud,
Yeah.
jump scare. Hey, jump scare. Like,
the
oh.
movie ended 5 minutes ago. Jump scare.
Like,
And it comes in at number 9 because, of course, there are a few plot holes. Like, why won't the monster just change into like an actual monster instead of a person? It's like stuff like that. But still, it's a very good movie, so I do recommend it.
coming in at number 8 is comedy that most of us love, Get Hard.
Get hard.
But it starred Will Ferrell and
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. And Kevin Hart is an amazing stand-up comedian, and Will Ferrell is an amazing movie comedian. They came together really well, and the chemistry was great. And the movie was essentially about Will Ferrell's character being a rich man, and this rich man got fooled by a richer man, and then he has to go to prison. And it's wacky and funny, and just, well, Will Ferrell's like humor has always been very like over the top. He does stuff and you're like, whoa! Like Step Brothers, for example.
Yeah, I
so
love
it's like
Step Brothers.
Step Brothers just with a black guy, essentially. But it was a very solid movie. There are very few plot holes, It was very like wacky and stupid, which is why it didn't score higher up on our ratings.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a very good movie.
Coming in at number 7, we got American Sniper. Now, American Sniper was like the first movie we saw this year.
Definitely.
Yeah, and it was a biopic of like the U.S.'s like most dangerous like sniper, and it stars Bradley Cooper, and he does an amazing job with this movie because, okay, here's the thing. So Bradley Cooper usually does like comedies or dramas, and this is like a biopic, so it's kind of like an in-between,
Yeah.
but it's not really that funny, so I don't want to say in-between.
It's not funny at all.
No. And he does a great job because, I mean, I don't think you guys realize how hard it is to carry a movie all by yourself. This is not an ensemble cast at all. It's him the entire time.
You didn't really have any dependent characters. You didn't have any character development for anyone else.
Yeah. Every
but
scene
him.
revolves around him. Literally every scene.
Like everything was about him, and that is so hard to pull off. And the movie was like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So imagine doing that for 2 hours straight, just you, by yourself, having to carry everything. The movie depends on you.
And you have to do justice to the guy, because this was a guy who actually lived in real life. So you have to do justice to him.
And his family.
Yeah. And, like, Bradley Cooper, like, gained weight. He, like, grew out a beard. It was just, he was doing the most, but it was great.
Yeah. Coming in at number 6, the movie all of us waited for the entire year. Star Wars The Force Awakens. So it was better than the prequels. I'm like, they literally could have handed us anything that's not the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
And like they could have been like, oh, here's a Christmas tree. I'm like, best movie ever. What they did well was play it safe. They established a lot of stuff. At the same time, they established what was necessary. The characters. They gave us the characters. They showed us who they are, what their motivations are, etc., etc. Harrison Ford did an amazing job, as usual. Our characters, Faye, Finn, Poe, Kylo. They're all very well done, besides Kylo. Just because it's not even the actor's fault. I just don't like the character.
Yeah, I will say Kylo is a good character, but he's not a good villain.
Okay.
I will say that.
I agree. Spoilers. Finn fights Kylo, and I felt like that short 10-second fight was better than Rey's and Kylo's fight entirely, because it was just, I didn't feel like it flowed. The Force was not there at all. It was not with them even a little bit.
But still, it's on this list.
It's on the list as, what is it, 6? So, I mean, come on, we gotta give us some credit. We tried.
Yeah.
We tried.
All right, coming in at number 5. Let's move on. Number 5, we have Trainwreck. Now, a lot of you may be confused right now because maybe you didn't see the movie.
Or maybe you heard about it and you're like, that's stupid.
But it's not, sir. It is actually really good. So, it's a romantic comedy and it stars Amy Schumer and Bill Hader. And this was like Amy Schumer's like first like movie, like she like wrote it, she like starred in it, and it was amazing. Like, she's a stand-up comedian, she's a really good one, and I had like no expectations really going into the movie, but it was because I don't watch rom-coms, and plus John Cena and LeBron James were characters, and they're very funny in the movie. A lot of you may be wondering, like, if we put Get Hard and Trainwreck on the list, then why isn't like Get Hard like upper on the list? Well, it's because, like, yes, Get Hard is very hilarious, but it's also, like, a slapstick, like, farce movie. In Trainwreck, there are, like, moments in the movie that's like, oh, man, that's real. And you, like, relate, like, because it's stuff having to do with relationships and family, like, stuff that we as humans have to go through. So, yeah, and rom-coms, like, are usually, like, cheesy and corny, you know.
Like, Jack, I love you.
Bruce.
Jack.
Bruce.
Wait, why are we gay? Why are we gay? I don't know. Number 4 on the list is The Man from U.N.C.L.E. is very underrated. It was so underrated. Oh, gosh. Like, it got, like, no reviews.
Yeah. I've never heard anyone talk about it, actually.
Yeah, but it was so good. It was really good. It starred who? Henry Cavill, Armie Hammer, and Alicia Vikander.
Yes.
Henry Cavill stars as an American. He's an American spy. Armie Hammer is a Russian spy. Alicia Vikander is a seemingly innocent girl who turns out, spoilers, to be a British spy.
Yeah.
And these three all have to work together, and it's a very, like, it's a spy story. So the reason we chose it here is because it's very subtle in everything it does. It's either subtle or just kind of a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit over the top. It's like very subtle, like you didn't see that, yes you did, and you loved it.
I mean, I saw the movie too, and I actually really enjoyed it, and it's definitely better than like the spy movie we were expecting this year, which was Spectre, the James Bond movie. But if we want to talk about more about that, that's in our other video, 10 most disappointing movies of the year. Coming in at number 3, we have Ex Machina, starring Oscar Isaac, and Domhnall Gleeson, and they were both in Star Wars, and they did, like, their careers are on fire right now. A billionaire invites one of his workers, and this worker is like very extremely low ranked. It came out of nowhere that he invited him over to his Batman lair, let's call it.
And he's always working out too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's out in the middle of nowhere.
Batman.
Isaac's character created AI in the form of a female, robot, and so
of course it had to be female.
Yes, right? Yes. So Gleason's character point was just to like make her, try to see if she can feel human, and also, and there's like, this is a thriller, by the way. Like, it may sound like boring, but trust me, there are like moments in this movie where it's very like creepy and like scary, and it's another Man from U.N.C.L.E. scenario where no one's really talking about it at all, which is surprising.
And then I saw it in theaters actually.
Me too.
It was amazing. It was so well done, and with such a small cast that carried each other very well. Moving on to number 2, comes in The Martian.
Ooh, The Martian.
Starring
Matt Damon.
I kept comparing it mentally to Interstellar. They were nothing alike, alright? Let's not...
It's only because they're both in space.
They just so happened to include space.
Yeah.
So, it was a really, really good movie. It was very accurate. Like, technologically accurate. Everything made sense. The numbers, they added up together. And this was based off of a book. I'm glad they did it the way they did it, because the book, from what I skimmed, was so much more depressing than the actual movie. In the book, there was like, hope did not exist. There was no concept such as hope. And the movie, like, it made you laugh. Matt Damon's character was hilarious. He was sarcastic, hilarious.
Plus, there were amazing performances by everybody. I mean,
Yes.
Matt Damon, Jeff Daniels, Kristen Wiig, Michael Pena. They were so good. They killed it.
You can't forget Childish Gambino.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the number 1 movie, the best movie of 2015. Dun 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 dun. Creed. It's good that you're black too.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I could totally be Michael. I could totally be him.
Yeah. No one expected this. No one expected anything from this movie at all.
Number 7.
It revolves around Adonis Creed, who is Apollo's Creed, illegitimate son.
Mm-hmm.
And so Adonis wants to make a name of his own. Like, he loves to fight, just like his dad. Coincidentally, because he really never knew his dad.
Yeah, it's a coincidence.
Yeah. So Adonis loves to fight, so he decides to drop everything and move to Philly to go meet Rocky, and hopefully Rocky would train him. And it's this amazing movie. Like, you don't expect anything like this, because, I mean, like, the reason why this is number 1 and why Ex Machina or The Martian is not number 1 is because those 2 movies in particular, they had, like, their slow moments, you know what I mean? Like Antonio said. But in Creed, there was, like, no slow parts. Like, everything, like, was there for a reason. And it was just amazing. And also, like, the story is not so, by the book. Because, like we said, Adonis is Apollo's illegitimate son, so you think it's just his son. It's just like, oh, I knew my dad, yeah, he died, but then I'm just gonna fight. It's like, that wasn't the story at all. And also, Michael B. Jordan's love interests in the movies, like, they try to, like, force, like, love relationships in movies, and it's like, it, like, never works, like visually, but, like, their relationship in the movie, like, made sense.
Yeah, it seemed like it was real.
Yeah, it felt like just a normal relationship, like we would at their age, you know what I mean? Yeah, and also Rocky, and it's the thing about Rocky is, like, I love Sylvester Stallone, but, like, that's exactly what the Rocky character needs. It likes to not be in the spotlight anymore, like, because Rocky's story's been told.
Yeah.
And
we've gone over it a lot.
A lot.
Right.
So this was exactly what Rocky needed to like be put as like a supporting character and not like the main character.
Yeah, that's it.
That's our 10 best movies of 2015. And like we said, you'll probably disagree just because we have...
there is like a 80% chance
oh, yeah.
that you are going to disagree
yeah.
on every single one of these.
Yeah, I mean, we had to fight a lot because, I mean, between American Sniper and Straight Outta Compton, we had a debate on this because they're both biopics, and we love Straight Outta Compton. So it was like, what do we go with?
I wanted Inside Out on this list.
Oh, yeah, Inside Out was on this list. Yeah, we would have put it on as an animated film, but
feels, man.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I heard it's really good by like him and everyone else. Thank you for watching, like, commenting, and subscribe to become part of the Wolfpack.
Oh.
Yeah, please comment down below
Please.
what you disagree on, what you think should have been on the list. What do you think of Straight Outta Compton and Kingsman? Yeah, you're right. It should have been, but we had to cut corners somewhere.
And we're stupid. So
yeah.
like whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Time for something?
I think it's time for something, guys. Guys, do you think it's time for something?
All right. Oh, just one more thing though. It is 2016, a new year for us on Project Paradox, and we're very excited for the videos that are coming out this year. We're going to be working hard, making sure we finally get on that YouTube map. Finally make sure we go somewhere with that YouTube map. Yes, definitely.
I'm a goofy Cooper.
You're a goofy Cooper!
That's all I could think of.
Yeah.
Alright, but yeah, so.
It's time for these lone wolves to roll
Roll
out.
out.